Hey everybody, welcome to Art 13131, and this is an example of the videos that I will be posting to announce and discuss what's in each assignment in this course. As you can see here by the weekly assignment schedule, which is also available under syllabus under this course on Canvas on the left sidebar, you'll see syllabus. And you can go in there and I'll show you where that is. But you can find the weekly assignment schedule. It's a good idea to print it out and keep track of the assignments you've completed or assignments that I'm asking you to work on more or that I've accepted as a complete assignment and you've got a really good grade on it. And as you can see, also the syllabus is under the syllabus as well. So, and also other handouts. When I say go check out the handouts, they're under syllabus, that's where they'll be. All in the same place, so you don't have to go searching around for them, and you can print them out whenever you need to. As you can see here, we have 11 weeks. Typically, not all the time, but there's 3 assignments a week. This works out to be like an in-person class, face-to-face class, where there's two class periods a week and a homework. The college always wants students to have homework, so that's what I provide as well. Well, on online, you can do them anytime you want. You don't have to be homework necessarily. You can do it over the weekend or during the week or anytime to catch up. But typically, okay, see week 1, week 2, 1, 2, 3 assignments, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 assignments. On week 5, we have a midterm presentation, which I'll discuss later. Basically, it's a PowerPoint or Google Slides or a video you make. Not very long, but it's about presenting on an artist or an art style or something in art. We'll talk about it later when we get closer. But there's only one assignment that week because that's giving you more time to do your midterm presentation and get that submitted to me. And then it goes, continues on with 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way down. And then the last week is a makeup week. So you're making up assignments that you want to finish or to work on more to get a better grade and submitting those, okay? And we'll talk about all this later. Supplies, I sent an email out about. You don't need the ink pens yet. That's in week 9, so you can wait to get those. And color options, paint or otherwise, colored pencils, pastels. We can talk about that when we get closer here. If you want information about that now, email me and ask for it, and I'll specifically outline what's best to get. But I don't want to take the time now. Okay. Uh, and like I mentioned in supplies in the email, graphite pencils or charcoal pencils will work. You want pencils that render darker tones. So you want pencils 05 to 08, or sometimes they're called HB. Um, they have various ones. What you want to do is sort of look for the ones that render dark tones. Those are soft graphite. Soft graphite renders the darker tones. Now, you can use a dark tone pencil to get lighter tones. All you do is use less pressure on your pencil. So you really don't need the whole array of pencils from light to dark. If you want to get those, that's fine. I'm focusing on a lot of contrast in this class. So that brings about a lot of dark tones, mid tones, and light tones. But you want to be able to get those darker tones. Typically, when I'm asking students to redo or work on an assignment more for a better grade, it's because they didn't put much contrast in it. So you really want to add that contrast initially. And so you want these kind of pencils that render darker tones, and then you could use less pressure to get a lighter tone. There's a video about that. There's a couple of videos on holding pencil for shading and rendering tone. And there's also one that talks about single light source and how to get shape from contrast in tones. There's 2 videos right in the first week that we're going to provide for you, and they are on the first assignment. So holding the pencil for drawing and shading exercises. Okay. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. What I want to go to now is just the Canvas page. So you can find out where to get these videos and assignments where you upload and submit your work. So under modules here, here's the syllabus, right? Syllabus, left sidebar over here. There's the weekly assignment agenda or schedule, and then also the syllabus. There'll be other handouts here as well. And this is my view, but the student view is not much different from this, okay? When you have your own view, you'll see syllabus, you'll see the handouts, click on them and print them out. Okay, I mean, I'll do that for you here. See, there's the assignment schedule, and you would just print them out. Okay, so, and keep that handy so that you have it when you need it. Under modules, you're going to see week 1, week 2 down here. I don't have them all yet, but I do have week 1. Okay, so you'll see week 1. You'll see in week 1, there's an introduction to course where I ask for a little participation, and everyone is going to be able to see what you write as a reply. It's basically an introduction to yourself. And while you're taking the course, please reply with a brief introduction of yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe something about what hobbies you have or things you do. Then tell us about while you're taking the course. Finish up with mentioning your experience in art, and if you consider yourself a beginner, intermediate, or advanced in drawing, or maybe possibly another art form. And this is a graded participation, so you're getting a grade for this. So I would suggest that you do it, and everyone will be able to see and I think comment on, but commenting is not required. It's just an introduction, like if we were in a face-to-face class, person to person, I would have that time where we introduce and we talk a little bit about why we're taking the class, what our goal is in doing that, and where you consider yourself through your experience a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And this is sort of a way of getting to know the students around. Okay, so let's go back. Of course, you see where to apply there, right? And a big black box at the bottom that said reply. Yeah, that's where you're going to reply. And I'll see your reply, and I will be able to grade that for you. Of course, if you participate and you said what I asked you to say or mention, then you're going to get a good grade on that. Okay? Everything's graded equally in this class. See the points here under each assignment? They're all 100 points, okay? So I think there's 30 something assignments. And so you're getting graded equally on everything, including the midterm presentation and the final, which we'll discuss later. Okay, so as you go down in week 1 in particular, we're going to have week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way down to week 11 on modules right here. So now you see the first assignment and a video. So you're going to click on that, and you're going to see several videos here, or maybe just one. So usually I'm actually making the very first video right now, and I will post that here before these other 2 videos. Usually I put watch this video first, and then I have the video I'm making to introduce the assignments and discuss all about the assignment and show some examples. And then I provide other videos here that show demonstration of what I'm talking about, what the assignment is about. So you can watch all of these. And typically they're YouTube videos. So when you go on YouTube and see these videos, you can find other videos that are just about like it. But these, in my opinion, are the more concise ones, the better ones to be watching. So then they will provide basically everything you need to do an assignment as we go on. Okay, so first assignment, there'll be several videos. Watch them one by one. So the first one, mine, watch this video first, and then the other videos as I lined them up. Don't go ahead of yourself because they all build upon each other. Okay, they're meant to introduce something, build up, and then have a final to that, and it's going to help you to watch them as they are ordered here, in order, okay? And that's what you want to do. Okay, so once you've watched the video for assignment 1, you're going to go and start doing some work. Typically, I'm asking that you're either working from an example, like assignment 1 is an example in the video, and then it's going to ask you to participate. In assignment 1, one of the videos shows how to hold the pencil and practice, and the other video shows how to shade an apple in particular with your single light source, and showing shape and light and shadow areas. And so I'm going to ask you to do that as an assignment. Draw that, your own apple. If you put an apple up, or just use the example in the video to shade and use light source, okay? And then there's also an assignment or an exercise, a practice in that video of making several boxes that are shaded from like maybe 5 or 6 boxes. The very first one is shaded very lightly, and then each box gets a little darker and darker till you have shading the very darkest, which could be totally black at the end. So it's a progress of shading from very light to getting into the midtones, a little darker, a little darker, a little darker, into the darkest. You'll see it in the video. So it's the apple and the boxes that I would like you to practice. Draw them on your drawing paper and send them to me in a submission. So I say send, that means submit it here. And when you go in here, this is my page. When you go in here, you'll see where to upload your submission. If you can't find it, email me and we'll talk about it. But it'll be there on your student view. I haven't published any of this yet, so this is very new because this is the week before Monday we start. So I want you to get a heads up now. You don't have to do any of this till Monday. It'll be posted by Monday. And so Monday, go on and look for the videos and start watching the videos, start submitting your work. And like I say, that's a first attempt. So you can make a first attempt and it may be awesome. And I'm going to say, yeah, that's it. You got an A on that. Or I'm going to probably grade it lesser than that and give you suggestions to work on. Then you go back with that artwork and you work on it with my suggestions and send it again, submit it again to me, and I will look at it again. And maybe I'll ask you to do more on it, or I might just say, yeah, that's it. You did a really good job. You got it. And then I give you a very good grade, like an A. If I have quit asking you to work on something, more than not, most of the time, if not all the time, probably 98% and a half and a quarter the time, you're going to get an A on that if I do not ask you to work on it anymore. Because I figure you've done all you can do and you got a good grade and you tried your effort. You actually put effort out. Okay? All right. So another thing I want to mention about each assignment is in a typical classroom situation, that is a 3-hour class. So I expect with setup and tear down and some breaks, for you at least to be doing a 2-hour drawing for each assignment. That means you're going to put in that kind of effort on each assignment, not drawing it really fast. And I can tell when something's drawn real fast. Now, if your skill level is so awesome, you're advanced, that you can draw something in 15, 20 minutes or a half hour or something, and it's awesome. It's got all the contrast, everything's correct proportions, and it really pops out at you. I have nothing to say. All I can do is grade it an A. And that's very possible, but in a beginning class, and more than not, a lot of students need a little more time than that. So I'm asking you to put in the time and the effort, and I'll reward it with grade. But you may need more work on something, so I'll suggest more contrast. Your proportions are off. Erase this, put this, add that, and I'll give examples, and I'll also talk about it and give demonstration. And direct you to other demonstration possibly. But typically, more of the times than not, students come up to bat, they try the effort, they put in more effort, they get a better grade. And you can do this all term. You can do this throughout the whole term with assignments. The midterm presentation and the final are going to be due on a specific week, and you will not get another chance to do those, to submit those. But all these other assignments that I'm showing you here, all these other assignments, other than the midterm and the final, midterm, all these other assignments, you can work on them all term. You can work on them with my suggestions all term. Although there is a due date initially to get your first attempt in. So send it to me by the due date. I'll critique it and tell you either, yeah, that's great, you got a great, did a great job, you got a great grade on it, or you got a C or a B, here's suggestions to work on and submit it back after you've finished working on it for a better grade. And that's the way we're going to work it. So here, usually there's 2 videos in a week. So the first video is the first assignment. Second video usually covers the second and third assignment for that week, okay? And it'll go on and on that way. Then you have a submission page for each assignment, okay? They're not combined. So each assignment, assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, and that's where you submit your work for each one of the assignments, okay? And that's where I'll correspond with you. You can email me as well, but there's a way to email, basically text, on each assignment page. And I'll give you suggestions there. Look for those suggestions if you got a C or a B. You're going to look for suggestions to work on it more because I'll give them every time. I'm not just giving a C and B with no suggestions. Every time there'll be suggestions to work on and submit it back to me after you've worked on it more with my suggestions, okay? Okay, so that's going to how we play it out. Any questions during the first week, let me know. Also in the supplies, I mentioned graphite, soft graphite pencils that render darker tones. You're going to need a vinyl eraser for that. It's the best one to get, the white vinyl eraser for graphite. Okay. And if you use charcoal, you're going to need what they call a kneaded eraser. You pull it apart and you ball it up again, and it gets rid of the charcoal on there. You can find a video on it on YouTube, I'm sure. But if you're going to try charcoal, you need the kneaded eraser. The vinyl eraser will not work. Okay? Okay. Later, we're going to need a ruler, but right now you don't need that. I'll talk about that prior to any assignment, what you might need to get, but it's not like a bunch of stuff. Okay? We're working with graphite and we're working with drawing paper. I suggest you get Bristol paper. Bristol paper is thicker, so you can erase on it a lot more, and you also can paint on it or do anything as far as ink, paint, which we're going to have a couple of assignments later on that, later in the term. So you might want to get the Bristol paper because it's more durable. It's just thicker. You can erase on it. It'll last longer if you're going to be doing a lot of erasing and then drawing paper. But if you can't find it and you just want to get drawing paper, that will work. I'm asking for 11 by 14 inches, 11 by 14 Bristol paper. But if you can't find Bristol paper, you don't want to, I don't think it's much more expensive. But if you can't find it, then drawing paper will work. But let's not draw little dinky drawings. I want to get you up to 11 by 14 so that you can have, basically when we do portraits, you're going to almost have a head size for that. Maybe a little less, but it's not going to be little dinky things. These drawings are going to get you to draw bigger so you can have more room and effort, and you can get a lot of detail and shading practice. Okay? Shading is just paramount in this course. Shading with contrast, darks and lights, and midtones. And you're going to find, and you'll see in the first video, in assignment number 1 video, that there's at least 5 to 7 different levels of tone you're going to get out of your graphite or charcoal. Light to dark, and midtones in between. And that's all going to make the shape of whatever you're drawing come out. It's going to show in a 3-dimensional appearance on your 2-dimensional plane, which is your paper. So you don't get that without shading. Shading darks and lights bring out the shape of anything you're drawing, and that's going to be a big focus in this class. And in fact, that's almost 75–80% of it, and proportion is the other part, in detail and composition, and we're going to talk about all those things, but really a lot of it is the contrast. Okay, so I don't think I have much more to say. We got supplies. I sent an email. Look for that email. Always look for emails from me, from Art13131, Introduction to Drawing 1, because I'm going to be emailing you with special things now and then. And then always look for my suggestions in your assignment submission page. Where you submitted your assignment, I'm going to talk to you there. Okay? And if you don't ever reply or send or submit a redo on your work, I'll just figure you are happy with that grade, whatever you got, and you don't want to do anymore. But keep in mind, if you're going to get C's on everything, you need to do every assignment in this course to get a C in the class, because it's all graded equally, right? Now, if you're getting B's and A's and maybe some C's, you may not have to do every assignment. Maybe you could miss one and still get a really good grade in this class. On Canvas, it grades itself because I'm using the speed grader. I'm using Canvas to grade when I submit a grade. And so you'll be able to see your grade progress as you are going along. And you keep an eye on that, you'll know how much work you need to do to get whatever grade you really want. And like I say, work on each assignment with my suggestions. If you did not get an A initially, straight away with your first attempt or second attempt or third attempt, you got an A, then you're done, right? If you're getting a C and B and you want better, work with my suggestions all term, and you will get a better grade typically, unless everything just looks the same and you didn't do any progression, didn't develop anything, didn't improve. But typically you will. With my suggestions, you try them. I'm going to see your effort. I'm going to see that you did improve that artwork. And so each assignment has the best chance of getting a very good grade, and you can be very successful getting a very good grade in the course. All right, so let's leave it there. And then any questions, please email me anytime with as many questions as many times as you want. Okay, you're not bothering me, you're not bugging me. I want to help you all I can, so be able to communicate as much as possible. The least amount of communication usually brings some failure along the way, unless you're just advanced and you don't need to talk to me about anything because you're doing amazing artwork and getting A's on everything, then okay, I understand. But if you're not, you need to communicate and we need to talk. All right, let's leave it there, and then this will be posted at least by Monday, which is the first day of our course. That's when the class starts, and Monday, Wednesday, but Monday, Wednesday, I will post the videos. Okay. First assignments during the week will be the Monday. The second assignment and third assignment will be typically on a Wednesday or a Thursday, if I'm a little late on things. But the due dates are a week out from the middle of the week they were presented. So the Wednesday of week 1, those assignments, first attempts, are due by the following week, Wednesday. So week 2 on Wednesday, that's when they're due. All right? And that's how we're going to go on and on and on and on. Like I say, though, you can keep working on them, but I need your first attempt by there so we don't fall way behind with assignments. You get them in within a week, you see, and then I can give suggestions to you to better them, or I can just go ahead and give you the good grade because you got a good artwork to me. All right. So any questions on that, let me know, and let's just leave it there. And we're going to talk with you next week on Wednesday with another new video posted here. I don't have it now. Okay. And I didn't post this one yet. I will later today. But so all this will be ready by Monday. You don't really need to get in there and start doing anything till Monday. All right.